Everyone. Today we're going to be creating a game of rock, paper, scissors in Python. This is Alicia Keir with Code Ninjas Cherry Hill. Okay, so let's talk about the actual logic behind this game. We have to get input from the player and then generate a random number that the computer chooses, because we're assuming that this rock, paper, scissors game is between the player and the computer. So let's go over how we can actually obtain this input. So player choice equals input. Now input, it will allow the player to type their choice into the command line, and then Python will receive that information. So enter 1 for rock, 2 for paper, and 3 for scissors. And we'll go over why I chose these numbers in a minute. Now when they enter this number, it's going to be received as a string, not as an integer, so we have to actually cast it into an integer. Now we need the computer to generate a random number between 1 and 3. We can do this by importing the random module. We'll say the computer choice is equal to random.randint 1, 3. Cool. So now when our program runs, the player will enter a number, and the computer will generate a random number. Now we need to check who the winner is actually going to be. So we can actually create a function that'll do this for us. We'll call it determine winner. And we'll say winner. Player 1 choice and player 2 choice. Player 1 is going to be the actual person, and player 2 is going to be the computer. So there's actually a neat trick that we can use, and in order to understand this trick, we need to understand how the modulus of a negative number actually works. So I'll write the word pass here for a moment. This allows us to leave the function completely blank. I'm going to create a for loop, and I'll comment this out so that the input doesn't actually interfere with our program for the time being. For I in range -10 to 11, so -10 to 10 basically is the numbers that are included. Print I mod 3. So we're going to print out the result of taking the remainder of dividing all of these numbers by 3. So if I run this program, you'll actually see some interesting results here. -10 mod 3 is not -1, it's actually 2, because you can't have a negative number result from the modulus operator. What instead happens is it keeps going until you reach a lower value and then returns a positive result. So -10 mod 3 is actually saying 3 goes into -10 -4 times, getting -12 and leaving a +2 result. So now that we understand this concept, and it's a little tricky, so you can rewatch that a couple times and view this input if it doesn't completely make sense. But we're going to move on. So in order to determine the winner, we can use a neat little trick, and I actually created a graphic to demonstrate this. This graphic demonstrates how rock, paper, scissors actually works. So numbering 1, 2, and 3, going in the counterclockwise direction is going to be the direction of winning, and going in the clockwise direction is going to be the direction of losing. So the trick is actually to take the two numbers. Let's say we know that paper beats rock. Take the two numbers and subtract the second from the first. So 2 minus 1 is 1. And then we mod by 3 to normalize that result. So paper beats rock. 2 minus 1 is 1. Mod 3 is 1. So if the result is 1, it's a win. Take, for instance, scissors minus paper. That is 1. Mod that with 3, and it's 1. Take rock minus scissors. That is -2. -2 modded by 3, if you remember from that little explanation, is also 1. So we can determine who is the winner by whether the player minus the computer modded to 3 is equal to 1. If we go backwards, paper loses to scissors, of course. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Mod that with 3, you get 2. 3 minus 1 modded with 3 is also 2. And 1 minus 2 modded with 3 is also 2. So if it's 2, you lose, and if it's 1, you win. I hope that makes sense. Please feel free to rewatch that a couple times before I move on. Okay, so let's take the difference by subtracting the two choices. And then we'll say if difference modded with 3 is equal to 1, return player 1 wins, else return player 2 wins. Or rather, instead of player 2, we'll say computer wins. Okay. So we can then print determine winner, player choice, computer choice, and player choice is going to be highlighted. I have to uncomment this. And let's try running this and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to choose scissors. Looks like I won. I don't really know how I won because we didn't actually print out what the computer chose. So we're going to do that next. All right, so let's create a function to do this as well. Def convert number to play. We'll take a parameter called num. We'll say if num, this is a bit tedious, equals 1, return rock, elif num is 2, return paper, and then elif num is 3, return scissors. And we know that the computer is never going to generate a number outside of these boundaries. And I will practice good formatting by adding an extra line here. Oops. And we need a new line at the end of the file, of course. Okay. So now we can actually do print convert number to play computer choice. So I will choose scissors again. The computer chose paper, and of course I win. Let's do that one more time just to test. I'll choose paper. The computer chose scissors, and the computer has won. So we know that our determine winner function works, and our convert number to play function is working just fine as well. Okay. So what else can we add to make this program a little bit more interesting? Well, we can keep track of how many times the player wins and allow them to play over and over again. We can do that using a while loop. So, wins, set that equal to 0. And then we'll say while, and we'll have to keep a variable to keep track of whether the player wants to keep playing or not. So keep playing equals true. We'll set that true to default. While keep playing, we're going to print a statement saying enter 0 to quit. So, oh, we don't need a colon there. So basically we can say move this stuff in here. So the while loop will keep running and the game will happen over and over again. We can say if player choice equals 0, keep playing equals false. And or rather, instead of saying keep playing equals false, we can just say break the loop using the break function, or the break keyword, I should say. So at that point, it'll actually remove the need for the keep playing boolean. We can just say while 1, which will be an infinite loop, if the player ever enters 0 at any point, we will break the loop. So this game keeps playing over and over and over until the player decides that they don't want to play anymore. And for a more logical sequence of events, we can say that the computer generates a choice only after determining whether the player is going to continue. So we can then print computer chose convert number to play of computer choice. And you'll notice that we actually have to define the function before we try to call it. So we'll move it up here with good formatting, of course. We'll print what the computer chose. And then we will say print determine winner of the player choice versus the computer choice. And we need to move this function as well. And there you have it. So we have to modify our code a little bit because as of right now, there's actually no way for us to keep track of how many wins the player has racked up. So we'll just say if the player wins, we'll return true here and return false. So we can now change this a little bit to say if we get a true from this function, we can say you win, and we can say, and that variable is called wins plus equals 1, else we don't get anything, we'll just say print you lost. And at the end we can say print you won times. And let's try this program, see if it works. Okay. Now if I enter 0, you'll notice that the program immediately ends and we won 0 times. Oh, we don't need a comma here, we actually need a plus. So let's actually play the game. We chose paper, the computer chose scissors, we lost. We chose scissors, the computer chose paper, we win. Now, it didn't come up in the first 2 rounds, but I meant to say we don't have any way to actually handle a tie. We can add that into our function. We'll say if the difference modded with 3 is 2, return false. And in the case that neither of those things happen, we'll actually return a none value. We'll get nothing out of this. Or rather, we don't even need to return a none value. We can just not include it. So when nothing gets returned, we'll say we need to handle what happens if there's a none type. So if determine winner, player choice, computer choice, is none. It's probably actually better to check this using the is keyword. If it is none, print tie. And then we can tack all of these onto the end there. Okay, and I believe that completes our game. A simple game of rock, paper, scissors that repeats until, of course, the player enters number 0 to quit. 1 for rock, computer chose scissors, we win. 3 for scissors, computer also chose scissors, and it looks like the tie works just fine. I'm going to go for paper, the computer chose rock, we won again. And let's end the program to check if it counts our wins correctly. We won 2 times. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video. We got to use several different concepts. We got to use loops, conditional statements, inputs, functions. And that concludes the Python tutorial videos for now. Hopefully there will be more in the future.